Hi everyone.
Hello.
A wandering intern's diary. When someone is wandering around, right? So you can imagine what might be in his diary, right? So first and foremost thing in his diary is, where does he go? He goes to Boise. It's a very new place, and I don't know how many of you have been there to live for a long time. I was there for 3 months. I reached the airport, and the airport really welcomed me very well. This is the company I worked for, but I was a parasite. I really didn't work for them. I worked for Intel, but I was working for them. It's like, I work for here. I don't give my data to you. It's very secret. So once I was there, I know I'm in a new place. I don't know anyone there, and it's a very less crowded place. Nothing to do there. So at that moment, what comes in your heart? Here I am. This is me. But I went to my apartment, and this is just at the back of my apartment. I went to that place and I sing again. Here I am. This is me. Literally, this was really one of the most this is the just back of my apartment. This is the view you get just from the back of my apartment, and these are the people whom I made friendship at day one of my internship. It was Monday. I joined them. I went to their lunch. Hey buddy, how are you? Hey buddy, how are you? Something like that. And that weekend we had a potluck in my house. So you can imagine how close we became in just 1 or 2 days, and we had a potluck. And then here begins my real diary. Where the trip begins. So first trip, we went through these mountains. So this is US Highway 95. Yes, where it goes from Idaho towards California, crosses a little bit of Oregon, a lot of Oregon, and a little bit of Nevada. It's really beautiful. This is taken at Idaho. And then, of course, salt deserts of Nevada. So there you see big deserts, probably several miles you can see, all are white. And that's all salt and salt, there's nothing else. So it really surprised me how come the salt came here. But yeah, later on I realized they were lakes. And they got dried up. And I was really, really thirsty there. It got dried up, so sad. And then, very soon after crossing the sand, we actually went to mountains and lakes, and just probably a couple of hours drive from there. You see a lot of water there. A lot of snow, a lot of beautiful mountains to reach Yosemite National Park.
Wow.
National Geo, if you type in Google the best national parks in USA, this is one of the top 5. This is really beautiful park, and this is the photo we took from Glacier Park. So we literally was here. You see the half dome, right? At the foot of the half dome, we were here there, and then we went all the way to the top, and then it's actually at our eye level. The half dome top is actually at our eye level. So it's it's very beautiful, and I don't know how much you see there.
But yes.
Of course, the Yosemite Fall, which is very famous there, and if you want to hike there, just be afraid that you might fall down like that. It's very slippery, so be cautious once you're there. And then sequoia tree. How many of you know about sequoia tree? Very few. Looks like you guys don't watch Element Planet or National Geographic or Discovery Channel at all. This is the tallest tree in the world. These kind of trees. No, it's like sequoia is one of the tallest trees.
Tallest.
This tree is not, but the species sequoia is the tallest.
They are the largest.
Well, they're tallest.
No,
Not really largest. Take my mobile, do a Wikipedia search.
she was in California too.
Anyway, so this tree is a grizzly giant. It's 1,800 years old. Now, this area of California gets a forest fire in every 5 to 20 years at an average. There had been incidences where there was forest fire in 3 successive years, and this tree is still alive. So you can it's a kind of a husband whose wife is like still he is alive. Something like that. I wanted to scare some kids. Is there a kid around? No, right? Well, can you see one thing in this photo? That guy there. He's an insisted alumni.
Oh my goodness.
He is having a red bag. Actually, he is. He is an insisted alumni. Well, not only California, exploring Idaho itself is really fun. So this is a view of Stanley. If you ever go there for Stanley to have something, have Huckleberry Shake. That's probably US's best Huckleberry Shake you find there. Right just in front of that small tent. Of course, it is very fun, but the fun is not limited. Fun is very limited as soon as they comes in your way. Once they comes in your way and step on them, the fun is no more there. You are in trouble. So there are a lot of snakes, poisonous snakes, all over the Boise. Sunsets are really mind-blowing. The way the sun sets there is not the way sun sets here. I wish it should have that, but no, it's not. This is one of the photos which really made me to win one of the photography competitions. I took it with the iPhone. Looks, did you see it? Like a cannonball?
Wow.
I told you, sunsets are really very beautiful there. Well, this is a sky how kids draw. Like they will take a brush and do like this to draw the sky. And this is Idaho. They take a brush and do like this is the sky, and this is a real photo. Edited, this is a real photo. This is the sunset and this is amazing. Like, do you see that curly thing on my top? Like someone brush and then make some stroke like that. Okay, let's go for trips again. So next trip was Sawtooth Mountain. It's in Idaho. It's in central part of Idaho. It's a very beautiful place, and the name of the lake is Redfish Lake. You know what is the strange thing about Redfish Lake?
There are no fishes, no rats.
There are a lot of red fishes. I don't know why they call it Redfish Lake, but actually there are a lot of redfish. We were actually kayaking on that, and we saw a lot of. I saw probably, I don't know if it is 5 or just one fish which was following me everywhere, but I saw 5 or 6 of them. Yeah, this is also from the Sawtooth Mountain. So did you see this thing, the mirror thing? This is really amazing, how the mountains actually looks exactly the mirror image. And one of our main goal in all the trips is to take photos which are mirrors. I thought there might be something inside the water, so I just dig down to see. There was nothing. There might be something, but I couldn't see it. Yeah, this is a perfect photo when you are 180 degree. My hand was on the ground, and my feet is on the top, and that moment he snapped it. Okay, now the adventure time. Apart from trips, we had an adventure as well. We went through this beautiful road again. This is Highway 12. Highway 12 connects Idaho to Montana, goes towards Canada. This is probably the most beautiful highway I saw ever in my life. It's very beautiful, lot of mountains, lot of falls on the road. And then, where we went? We went to best water rafting destination. It's number 9 in Loxa. It's actually one of the top 10 whitewater rafting destination of the world. Okay. So there are two of the top 10 are actually in US. One is this. Another is the Colorado River in Arizona. So this river usually have level 4 to 6 depending upon if it rained the other night or not. So it rained on the other night when we reached there, and it was probably anything more than 5 for sure. They were saying it was 6, and it was my first time I'm going for a water rafting. I saw that river. I said like, that's actually kind of a very terrifying river. Once you see that river and see the noise, it's a very noisy river. And that's our boat, and we had a lot of fun. But then you know what happened?
I do.
Did you guess what happened?
Oh, that's a bad
Save me. This is at water probably 30 Fahrenheit. And this happened to us. And after that, I was actually, I am this guy. Actually, before that I was actually sitting on the other side, but while flipping, the boat flipped like that. It moved like that. So I was actually sitting in the back, so I thought like when the boat flipped, I thought like I'm in the back side, right? So if I take a dig and come out, probably I'm in the center of the boat or in the side of the boat, but I can hold of it. I'm not out away from the boat. But I didn't notice that I was actually the boat flipped the other way. So once I flipped down, I came up, I realized that the boat is just on my head. So the only way to come out is that you take another deep, go towards front or right front. I thought my plan was to go, I'll go a little right and then take a front deep, so that I come out of the boat and go like that in the center. What happened is that I did that, but that's me.
Oh no!
I was like, wake up in the wind's boat. I was there for 3 minutes and it was a rapid there, and almost like 3 minutes. I was like, come on, somebody save me. I lost my pedal, I lost my almost like everything which I had with me. Only my life-saving jacket and my helmet was there. And it's like at some point I thought like, probably no one going to save me. Because I was in this water for 3 minutes, and by then I was actually at point, I thought I don't have any more energy to float or something. But at that point, that guy there, the kayak guy, he came and saved me. Well, this trip was kind of, when something bad is going to happen to you, you kind of have the feeling that something bad is going to happen to you. While going to this trip, we were actually going with driving. There's a place called McHall. We didn't know when we entered the city area. The speed limit was 25. You are driving at 65, all of a sudden the speed limit is 25. And we didn't know that. So we saw some buildings apart, and we didn't have the knowledge that we are in city limit, and we didn't saw the sign. We are driving at 50. And we were listening the song. It's a Hindi song, Pataka Guddi, new song, which in English probably means hot lady. We were hearing that song. From the back, a hot gentleman came. Police car stopped us. He gave us a ticket of $180. He asked like, do you know at what speed you are moving? We said, we are moving at 35. He said, no, you are moving at 50. At a speed limit of 25. You are double of the speed. So he gave us a ticket. And then that night itself, we reached there. So we had a single room. And the guy who, this is two beds. So we have to share like one bed to me, one bed with the other guy. That guy snores. Let me show you how he snores. It's like, I was like sleeping. Is he going to commit suicide? He's snoring like that. So I literally came out of my bed, went to bathroom to sit down. I sit on my commode and slept like that. Because I had to go to the trip next morning. Anyway, that was really fun. Oh, by the way, there's a terrible accident as well. The accident was so bad, one of my friends actually broke his arm. Our ligaments here became like this. Now, this incident taught us many things. How to survive in the worst condition in world. That was the first lesson for me. Second lesson, how the brain works. He broke his hand the instant the boat flipped. But he was in trouble. He knew he had to grope something like that. He had to save his life. So that moment, when you are in trouble, your brain forgets everything rather than saving your life. So he literally like hold the boat like that. The other people, the way they pull it, they hold you and grab you like that. Till that point, he had no idea his hand is broken. Once he is safe inside the boat, he said like, what happened to my hand? I cannot move it. So that's the significance of, I don't know how my brain works, but that's how brain works. And then we went to Mount Rainier. This is Washington. This is very pretty mountainous, and it's open only for 3 or 4 months a year. It's always covered with snow, and we did a lot of hikes with snow. At one point, we were doing hikes, and we are walking on the ice. These are all like solid ice, very slippery. You look at that side, you are several thousand feet above the kind of cliff. Look in that side, you are several thousand feet above the cliff. So you pass like that. So then we were there in one of the, so this trail, this is actually pretty high, at a very high altitude. We did the trailing, and there are very beautiful lakes. And finally, not really finally, the violent nature. So till now we saw lakes, we saw mountains, we saw snow, beautiful nature, but nature is not always beautiful. Nature is always beautiful, but not as peaceful as that. It's very violent as well. So this is Yellowstone. So these are geysers. So it tells you how bad, how much lava and magma is there under that national park. So there is a prediction, if someday Yellowstone bursts, everyone will die. Several thousand trillions of lava magma stored inside. This is one of the, this is another geyser which is a very famous geyser. It's called Old Faithful. It rises up to 150 feet or more once it becomes active in every 1.5 hours or maybe 2 hours. And it's geysers everywhere. You see a lot of smokes coming, a lot of violent thing comes all everywhere. You heard the sound of underground things going on, like pressure and high pressure water, high pressure salts and everything.
Wow.
This is a photo for which I probably won one of the photography competition, and this is taken from iPhone. Well, there's a joke on this one. I showed this photo in Boise to one of our ladies. So one lady came to me and she said like, "Wow, this is such a nice photo. Which camera do you use?" I said like, "Well, there is some credit goes to photographer as well. You don't credit the camera every time." I was
That's a
very
good
much
point.
hurt with that, and I took the revenge. One day she actually invited me for dinner. I went to her house. So she really made very good food. I said like, "Wow, your food is so tasty. Which microwave do you use?" She understood.
That's clever.
She understood my point.
I'm gonna use that again.
Yeah, this is the thing which you see from like far beyond. We hiked a mountain which like you hike like climbing the trees and everything. There is no proper hike there. It's very deadly. The mountain is like that. And you see a lot of people actually there there are like a bridge and a lot of people standing there. So once you go there, this is the scenery you get. This is actually another thing, very scientifically speaking. This is a live thermometer. You can tell the temperature of water by just looking at the colors. The water at the center is bluish. It means a pure water. Pure water is bluish in color. That's the hottest water where very less number of microorganisms can survive. The blue color is probably some of the blue microorganisms, like bacteria, but very less. But as you come across the side, you see the color varies. At the center, I think it's around 75 degrees Celsius, the water temperature. But the edge, it's around 45 to 50 degrees Celsius. So there's a lot of variation of weather, the temperature, right? According to that, the color varies. So just looking at the color, and these colors are nothing but bacteria. These are all bacteria sheets. So just looking at that, you can tell the temperature. You don't need a thermometer for that. Of course, the Yellowstone is not really always violent. It's very peaceful as well. This is the place you should anyway go, and you should go there very early morning, like 5 a.m. or so. We went there at 5 a.m. Just when there's a little bit light, and you can see what's in front. If you're lucky enough, you will see thousands of bisons anyway. You have to drive very carefully, and you have to stop in every 5 minutes to let the bisons cross. But if you're lucky enough, you can see grizzly bear, you can see black bear, you can see wolves, all in this land. And this is a very beautiful road called Lamar Valley. It's an entrance road. And of course, there is another valley called Hayden Valley. It was very colorful. It looks like all yellowish. It's very colorful when we went there, and it's colorful just for a few days, just a few weeks probably. And that's it. We went at just a perfect time. And while returning, you see Grand Teton. So these mountains, like the Grand Teton, Yellowstone, Yosemite, they are actually US top 5. Whichever ranking you see, these are actually the top 5 national parks of US. Anywhere. So Grand Teton is very beautiful. It has a big lake, Johnson Lake. It's a very beautiful lake. Well, time to return to Raleigh. That's not enough. I was not satisfied. But a little more exploration. So I went to San Francisco. Have you ever saw someone like taking photo of the bridge from bottom? No, right? I did. I took a sea ride, and then it was very fun actually. So we went below and took a very different, because everyone see the Golden Bridge, but this is probably something which I never saw. And then I did scene. I went to Sin City, Las Vegas. It's actually, was there for 2 nights and it was really fun. I love people. There are a lot of people. And then Grand Canyon. It's really something wonder how it formed. I was like, how it formed. It's very beautiful. I was very happy and then I jumped. But that was not the way I came back to Raleigh. I came back actually with a flight. I didn't jump. That's it.